Welcome to your neighborhood love dealer. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Post Golden Child Day. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. How are we? Happy Monday. Lucky to the Luna. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I haven't worn this jacket in quite some time. The last two times that I've worn it, one time was to the Cat Williams show at the Hippodrome, and I was begged to go there because there were some tickets, and I went. However, it was more inspiration to do more of what I do, which is create. So let's get ready to get into it. So, congratulations and condolences to those who have lost people, and congratulations for those who have gained memories, who have gained titles, who have gained momentum in this here thing we call life. Hopefully, you did decide to enjoy the day, the night, and the morning. As you get ready for your morning commute, hopefully, I can give you some inspiration and maybe some guidance and maybe a few details within the day to consider, to turn over in your mind for quite a few. All right. So today we're going to do a little bit more of Joe because he had more to say. I understood when a person has been put through so much, you have to give them time for their testimony. You have to be easy and you have to be willing to hear what they have to say. So let's get ready to get into it. Uh, Father God, thank you in the name of Jesus for bringing us here and protect us because we are going to get into some Reiki. We're going to cleanse some energy and we are going to speak the truth. However, I am going to deliver some more truth, some truths that a lot of people don't want you to hear. But I need to do this because I'm covering not just for me, but for everyone else who may or may not have been through this and people who are around who don't know what they may have taken part in. Okay? I'm fixing my head dress. Okay? Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It came to my attention that there was some information in my face. It Somebody wants me covered up for real. Somebody doesn't want you to see me. And this is what this is about. So it came to my attention that no, I am not the black sheep that they would like me to believe. Because obviously, no one else believes that I am the black sheep because they pay me so much attention, which indeed makes me the golden child. And I had to really think about what happens to the child who is deemed, I'm not saying that I am, but who is deemed more valuable to people who have not yet handled or discovered their value. All right. So when people see you and they see the potential, see, I came from a family or a situation where there weren't a lot of good dads. I had probably one of the only ones that stuck around and kept around and gave a good example of what dads do. So to them, I was the golden child because I had a dad. Also, coming forward, as I thought about it and I went through all of my resume, I was the only one in the family who just came out singing like this. Everybody else coached and they pushed and they prodded, and a lot of them got really close to the record deal. A lot of them got in the studio. A lot of them spent the money. But the thing about it is, when they looked at me, they felt as though someone would pick me up where no one picked them up. So that became a problem for another sector of people. And that was the males. But you see, the females, most of them, they weren't born with that type of voice. And the ones that were born with that type of voice, they had kids way before they were able to get out. I was the only one that was actually able to do both. So that also put a target on my back. Me not so much being the black sheep, but me actually acting as if the golden child. So you could see where they felt like I needed to be humbled. Really, honestly, I wasn't paying it any mind. I was minding my business when you guys kept tapping me and asking me for my talents. And then eventually I saw the look in your eyes when you couldn't do it when I didn't want to. And then you told yourself that you would gaslight me into doing it. And then this came to another common denominator: state service. When I got into there, I didn't realize that there were more women just like those women and more men just like those men in that service. That's something. You have to be careful when you go into people's regular job not being a regular person. You will be ostracized because of it, because some of those people know you should not be working a regular job. And at one point they don't want you to work there, but then again, once they realize that if you're not working there, then you may have the freedom to actually soar higher, then there comes the crux. You understand? They don't want you to work a job, but if you're working a job, you can't pursue your dreams. And then you make the mistake of being a female and starting a family. And that's where the danger really sets in, because the kids were supposed to be an anchor or a death to your situation. However, some people actually saw kids as something good to have, even though some did take the kids and use them for leveraging and survival purposes. Others were not like that. So, another thing that I did want to point out is Holly, Holly, Holly. I worked at a mental health facility, and what I did notice about the women: if you were to have a baby by any of these guys and you tried to leave, something eventually happens to you. And then what also I did notice is when you leave said job, everybody who never really took an interest in you when you were on that job begins to follow you a bit too closely. And then the ex managers start to reach out to other job sources that you might get. And then they start an open line of communication about your business. There needs to be something done about workplace toxicity being spread about. Why is this employer reaching out to this employer if they're not in the same agency, and why are they trading notes on certain employees if these employees are not indeed in targeted? So this is the thing. Three Hollies. This is the three Hollies I experienced. There were two Hollies on the job. The two Hollies on the job, one was dark skinned, one was light skinned. The one Holly on the job, the dark skinned one on the job, she was known for being a bit busy on the job with the male counterparts. Anywhere, right? She left the job and ended up in another agency ran by who? Yeah. So what was apparent to me is that even though she had had all these kids and she had a pretty, it was supposed to be a safe job. Um, Whatever happened, she got to her last kid, and these people were closely following her, and then she ended up unalived at her job. And what was crazy is her job was supposed to be the safest job ever. However, there were mysterious findings, there were some mysterious not findings, but she's not here anymore. That's the first Holly. The second Holly, I'm coming to believe that this second Holly that I saw on my YouTube thing that moved down to the south, she was connected to someone who was working at the same exact facility. Security, mental health. Security, mental health. What? Police agencies, government agencies. All this is together. So this one, she actually did good. She looked good. She moved. She fixed up her body. She just had a baby, and I remember her son's father was pretty attractive. He was one of the bee's knees in the building. However, he was not disciplined. But the problem was not with him, it was with her. He had a problem with her leaving, even though he was having kids and doing all of what he wanted to do everywhere. She wasn't allowed to go and grow. This lady moved out of the state, and she still was not able to outrun that person who she'd made a child with at that facility. And now I'm dealing with a third Holly, and this is the problem with this. I'm the third child. I'm the next person who I feel as though they're trying to get rid of for whatever reason. See, I believe these guys have a lot more in common than what we want to deal with, and we need to save the kids. Every last one of these women have kids and have had relationships with said men who did not want them to go nor grow. I do not know whether it was because of what they did. No. Keep in mind that we had certain jobs and certain people in common. However, these two young ladies are no longer here. One I did not care for because she'd actually stepped on my toes actively in a situation where she had no business being biblically. But however, when it happened, I felt nothing, but I paid attention because why would a person go so far and go so high and then throw it away at such a good job? So when I get to this next Holly, this is the one that's going to make you pay attention. This one I met at open mic. For real, she's a poet. I'm a singer. I was supposed to be doing some kind of combination with her at some point, and I saw certain things. When she would read our poetry, everybody who's a poet, they know that they usually are supposed to remember it by heart. And the thing what I kept realizing was she never not read. And everybody seemed to not paying attention that we're being entertained by someone who's reading actively each time she's doing poetry. And as you know, as a poet and a performer, certain etiquette says that you're not perfecting your craft. It's something going on with your craft. So there was a lot that I paid attention to that maybe people weren't paying attention to, but I was. And then on top of that, the musician that was sent in, because I'm definitely believing that the musician was sent in, he was copying things out of my notebook and then mysteriously whisk off to New Orleans for a time and comes back, and then he ruins our set and ruins our and basically I no longer have a DJ, right? So that makes me believe that they were starting on me. Whatever they did to bring it around to where those two women are not here with us today, I believe that the same thing they're trying to ante up on me. I don't want to be a statistic, and I'm definitely not a political pawn or prop. This is really close to election season and stuff like that, and we all know that there is a pending fraud case going on in our city. I would not like to be the distraction for all that bullshit, okay? Pay attention to that. Don't let that pass you by. But also, I have to pay attention to the facts of the matter. I'm not a black sheep, but someone is going out of their way to paint me that way. I don't have very much in my history that someone hasn't tried in that courthouse to put in there. You see, I'm paying attention. Pay attention. And I kept wondering why every time we performed, the places got closer to where my ex-husband lived at. And every time I go to court, y'all keep putting it close to where you guys be. If I live on the other side of town, why are you making it so hard for me to get places? Because you want me out and exposed longer so that you can get the chance to do whatever it is you're doing out there. But I'm paying attention, especially the fact that I have a neighbor that almost never leaves the house. He hurries up and gets back because they can't let me out of their sight. And that right there is the crux. So it is not that I'm invaluable. It is not that I am a throwaway. Is someone is very, very, and I mean extraordinarily invested in this here lady here. Okay. So make no mistake. All right. Make no mistake. I have to protect myself. I have a small child who someone is invested in not speaking. And that goes for another thing. Why is this man so hell bent on my child staying so dysregulated that he can't talk? He's starting to speak. And I'm glad, and I'm glad. I think he's trying to keep me from what this child is able to tell me. However, this guy has twins, and your mother, your son's mother's, your twin's mother, she has hinted that there are some things going on around you, and that other lady, Kim, yeah, it's some things going on around you guys in child safety. And this is why I opt to keep my child to myself, because one, I didn't really like how you had my child in the tub with her children. I don't know what those children know, and I know you and that woman are not respectful to her kids. So my child being in the mix, that's a no. And the fact that my child has already been in danger between you and your baby mother because you kept taking him out there, despite the fact that this lady hates me. You kept taking him out there and he got lost. Did you ever tell anybody about the time that he was found in the pool area in Colombia because you were asleep and the kids don't give a damn about my son? And she wanted that to happen? Right. And these are the people who are fighting tooth and nail. For what? For what? You should have left me alone when I was leaving you alone. All I wanted to do was keep me and my child safe. All I wanted to do was make my own money. All right? And do my own thing. You sent people to steal from me. You sent people to take things. You sent Nolan Brandon, and he did his big one. And yes, I'm still trying to get his name off of things that he went and tried to do. He's like a serious hacker. If any woman knows Nolan Brandon, I'm not going to say his last name, but yeah, Nolan Brandon, and you've been in a situation where he's been aggressive with you, and you woke up a little discombobulated, or you ended up being very aggressive right after interaction with you. There's a reason for that. There's a lot going on, and I have to say it. Someone wants me to be quiet, but I cannot, because I've been done horribly. I've been done horribly because people will not live their own truth and stop trying to put the karma on me. My worst karma that I got was being around people and giving the benefit of doubt to people who I knew were purposely trying to take away my happiness and joy. The fact that you guys amped up the moment my father passed away should have been very telling to everyone. However, the reason why it wasn't telling to everyone is because everyone was already in cahoots with trying to steal my inheritance, with trying to steal things that were given to me and things that I'd already earned. I paid attention and on November, when we visited you, when I brought the person who I was supposed to be dating, hadn't known that you paid this person to do me dirty as well. The same way you sent Sandra in to basically do me dirty as well. So both of them ended up together as a means, because that's what they were instructed to do. They were instructed to betray me in my face and then blatantly do it in public, so that I ended up with a broken heart. However, I kind of seen something prior then that made me not like either one of them. So I thought they were a great match. However, it didn't dawn on me until things started happening to me that this is what they were sent in to do purposely, because it's very telling that you don't care and you haven't checked physically, or you haven't done anything to counteract anything. All you've done was sit, complain, and whine. Oh, I'm so concerned. You need to go check on her. I think she has mental. I think no. The reason why things have been the way they've been is because you've been coaxing people to do exactly what they've been doing. It was no problem for you to watch this man run back and forth in and out of everybody's home house, men and women, and you knew about it. But the thing was, you wanted him to get to that point where he was going to bring me death in my bed. However, I was smart enough to cut off access. Yeah. So then you sent this other guy. You said, all right, you got a sports car. You look kind of decent. Da, 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 da. She has daddy issues. So an older guy wouldn't be a problem. You just have to have money. And then he pops up, but he's a full on scammer. And this is what he does for life. You sent this malicious, heartless man toward me to throw me off and basically consume me so that you can gain off of whatever happened, right? So that makes me know I'm paying attention, right? Then I also saw on my I saw it. I saw the tall light skinned girl helping the guy with some hair put on a vest, a bulletproof vest. And there were more than one car and I saw it. Okay? So it's like I see everything. My eyes have been big all my life. It's only that you have been trying to shut them since I opened them up. It's very sad for you. I don't know. It's very sad for you to still see me grow to everything that you have been trying to stop me to grow to. It's easy. It's quite easy because you keep throwing dirt on me. And what do flowers need? Dirt. So shout out to Miracle Grow. Yeah. And Robinson's associate. I don't know. I know it's a lawyer firm and you got money because you were paying quite a few people at that mental health facility, Luminous. Because you paid that security guard $1,000 to hold me up a few more days because I was trying to figure out why they wouldn't evaluate me because they had that old fake Joshua Thomas. Joshua Thomas was supposed to be a social worker. But every time I tried to Google him after he put me in the Tesla to leave the hospital, I could never find him underneath anything. Maybe someone else could help me out. Luminous Health on Good Luck Road, Lanham, Maryland. Joshua Thomas, he was supposed to be a social worker. He has the little dashiki. He always came in slippers and a long black dashiki to meet with me in the facility. Sent me out, walked me around the back door and sent me out. They picked me up from the airport because I was on my way somewhere because they didn't want me to go anywhere. So you see, it was a big old operation. You got to check them out. They had females at the southwest counter, and then they had a LGBTQ guy at the spirit thing. Now, the first few times it was women at the spirit counter, but the last time, the one who gave me the number to the suicide line instead of giving me the customer service line, that was that guy. That was the LGBT guy with the glasses. He was dark skinned with glasses, quite thin. 83 on the screen. So yeah, I've been paying attention to every last little slight. I don't know what that green light, that radioactive looking thing stuff was that was in that black little satchel that I found in here. What the fuck was that? I threw it away, but I still got pictures of it because I didn't know where it come from and I didn't know what it was. So I decided that I'd keep a picture of it, And you guys tried to take my phone and destroy my phone several times. And this is also what lets me know you guys are trying really, really, really hard. And I have to make it public because someone needs to know. The thing about it is people don't find out till the last drop. They don't find out till the problem happens, till the damage is done and nobody can backpedal it. And I don't want to be the statistic that didn't say anything, that didn't tell you needed to look and check on me, because there are people that claim to love me that do not want me here anymore because my existence makes them have to hide exactly who they are. And up until now, I have no idea why they still call me. They still deem me the bad person because if I didn't like you or care for you based on the things that you say that I know, why are you still chilling? See, That's what makes it so sad. Is a person can run around and try to make me a bad person all they want, but the amount of things that I know and the fact that they're still free and running around attacking me means that I wasn't the one that started it. However, I know I will have to be the one to finish it because it is about me. Hmm. So, yeah, with that, I take that with a grain of salt, and sea salt it is. What I plan on having for breakfast is something good. Omega 3 fatty acids. Yeah. Sardines. Yeah, I'm going to cook it up. Right. For the ones who know, they know it's great brain food. So let's get into Job and let's get into the business. All right. I know the numbers stay low because the more truth I tell, the more they have to go and find some shit out with each other because there are going to be meetings. Look outside your door. There are going to be meetings. They're going to be going into wooded areas. They're going to be going into they're going to be acting like they're gardening. They're going to be looking a little stressed. You're going to see some complexions change because that's what stress does. It changes your gut health and it changes your complexion and it changes your skin. It changes a lot of things about you because the lies and the stress added together, it's a nasty, nasty mix. Okay. It's a nasty, nasty mix. So pay attention to who starts to run around, who starts to zone out a lot more. It's because they're remembering all the lies they took part in. Okay, so moreover for Job, what they doing in the woods, you know what they be doing in the woods. I hope you don't be doing in the woods. Most of the time when these cults and these covens, they sit in the woods. What they like to do is they like to sit out in nature. They look as though they're just hanging out, chilling, drinking, smoking, doing whatever they are doing. And a lot of times you will see some of these zombie like individuals out there. The thing about it is, a lot of times when you see those zombie like individuals, they're close to a regular individual or they're close to their dealers or the girlfriends or whatever. The thing about this is when you spread hate or talk hate into someone whose mind is wandering through the astral realm anyway because they just can't stay tethered to the earth, those people are actually able, are portals to open up and bring in. So a lot of times when a person is always around those type of shady characters, just know that the anger, the scarcity, the depression, the lack mindset, all of that opens up for disaster. Those all those situations open up for disaster because if you're talking to someone who don't have money for their next hit the next day, what they're listening to when you're talking about a person, oh, that person life is forfeit because I could just go rob them. You don't like them, so you're not gonna say nothing to them if I rob them because you done told me that this person don't mean nothing to you, so you're not gonna call 911 on me. So I'm gonna go and do this because I need what I need. You see what I'm saying? So a person will talk your business in front of bad people, or they'll leave your information around bad people. They'll give you clothes to people. Oh, she don't need this. I'm gonna get it today. Not realizing that yes, there is part of your essence in that clothes. You've worn it before. That's just like taking hair off your head and giving it to somebody to wear. It's spiritual. And this is why a lot of people wash clothes, bleach clothes, or destroy clothes instead of giving them away because you have no idea what type of situation is in another person's mind. I saw the lady talking about a practitioner the other day, and I was, sometimes you got to just shut up and listen because, when you're cute and you're paid people no mind, some people just be talking. So I'm listening. And she said, yeah, gather the clothes and bring some clothes of theirs to me. And when you bring them to me, wear all white. You're going to have to wear all white for a week. So then I paid attention to all the white parties that they kept inviting me to. And all the white parties and where some people were just acting weird. So now I realize that white parties are nothing more than a ritualistic party had by several people, and you have no idea who the targets are. The targets are usually the people who are being talked about, and the spouses are, acting weird, or the friends are acting standoffish, and people are gossiping. That is part of the humiliation ritual. the white parties are part of the humiliation ritual. Watch out for people who like to be out at night a lot wearing white. They're going to tell you that in the dark, white doesn't show dirt. But what dirt are you hiding, ma'am, sir, ma'am, sir? What dirt? What dirt? Yeah, that dirt. So you have to pay attention to certain things that nature. A lot of these things have been done in front of us for longer than we realize. The same way we didn't realize that Photoshop was AI. It's just that it became a lot easier when it became automated as opposed to Photoshop, where you actually had to cut, paste, and all that other stuff, right? So a lot of times the lingo isn't it's just upgraded. It's just that you didn't know what was happening when it was happening. And that's what I wanted to I have to mention things before I forget them because I have so much information. I would definitely log off and not have said it. Oh, yeah, with the Lame situation, I had another layer to that. So when I said that the dad, you have to be sure that the dad is going to release the money when Lame is ready to get it, because remember, he was able to dodge giving up spousal support or going half with his wife, with his wife, because she had money on paper. Even though he was the richer of the two, she had money on paper. He had his money in his father's name. Now, what we have to be clear of is Lame comes from a witchcraft family, okay? That family is in our culture, so we have to understand that he comes from a more complex culture than we may have ever understood, right? And maybe Lame did agree to give his father charge over all of his money. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe his father was convincing enough to say, son, if this woman comes into our family and you are a new star, what's to stop her from taking your money because you are new? You will probably make a mistake. I'm going to take the money and put the money in my name. Now, while that might be true on one end, you have to think about that. That's also almost like a love cantation. You're softening me to you, but you're hardening me to my wife, who I would have to lay with and sleep with. He could have easily just made a prenuptial saying, if so and so happens, you leave with what the fuck you came with. However, it's very divisive to put it in someone else's name in order to avoid the whole thing altogether. Now, he has to pay attention and make sure that there are no bonds, no cords, and no nothing put on his money, because when an older person gets upset with you and they no longer can control you, they will try to control your environment. They will try to control your finances, and then they will tell people, oh, since a young kid, and people will try to believe your parent. Trust me, I know. Because they have seen you. I don't like that name. Anyway, since they have seen you since you're young, people take for granted that this person could not only hate you from birth, but they did raise you from birth. And this is where people forget these situations, but they never pay attention. Okay, so this person did have you and raise you from birth, but what happened during the span of your life? See, people never go into those details because they usually take whatever the parent says for face value. Now, what if his father decides, when he doesn't decide to let his father keep the money in his control, he says, Dad, I want you to put all of my money in my control. I will give you some. And the dad doesn't see it like that. What if the dad just is so happy to just have it in the bank account? Not that he wants to spend it. He just doesn't want to release control. Then he has to worry about being said that he was crazy as a child, to be saying that he was lame and that he was sickly as a child. You understand? So you really have to pay attention to the narrative that people are willing to paint for you when they are no longer able to control the narrative, control you, or gain access to you, or use you. People will go out of their way to keep you out of the loop. The only way that you can stay in the loop is if you allow them to hurt you, control you, push you, prod you, and do whatever. You're not allowed to be human. If a person feels like you are so perfect, you shouldn't feel this. You can spare these feelings. You can spare this job. You can spare this position. You can spare this money. You can spare your life. And this is what people ultimately want you to do. They just don't ask you it straightforward. They just take little bits until you are consumed. And you have to be careful of people who want to consume you while not liking you. And this is what I had to come to the realization of. I am one of those people who you would want to consume, but eventually you will get a bit of resentment and then jealousy will set in because I will not let you control me. And this is the issue from the cradle. And I ain't looking to go into no grave no time soon. I have so much left to do. So I'm drinking black coffee this morning too. It's medium. It's vanilla, French vanilla. Beautiful, beautiful morning it is. The birds are singing and it's now 5 o'clock. We're going to get into the tarot really quick. 3 cards to drop and that's it. But let's get over to Job and let's do it. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, "Oh, that I were as in months past, as in the days when God preserved me." Oh yeah, that third Holly, when I saw her skin starting to change around me, I knew that she was throwing work at me. She was doing energy work because she would go from having clear acne to a lot of bumps on her face every few days, which meant that it was backfiring a lot. So she had to get away from me to keep doing the stuff on me. Really, really weird. The fact that that child helped you made him not so much my favorite person at all. Don't return. Anyway, moreover, Job continued his parable and said, "Oh, that I were as in months past, as in the days when God preserved me, when his candle shined upon my head, and when by his light I walked through darkness, as I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle." Amen. "When the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were about me, when I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil. When I went out the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street." Amen. "The young men saw me and hid themselves." Amen. "And the aged arose and stood up." Amen. "The princes refrained talking and laid their hand on their mouth. The nobles held their peace and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth." "When the ear heard me, then it blessed me. And when the eye saw me, it gave witness to me." Amen. "Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help him. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy." Amen, amen, amen. "I put on the righteous, and it clothed me. My judgment was a robe and a diadem. I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame." Amen. I carried people I should have never picked up. Amen. "I was a father to the poor." Yes, I was. "And the cause which I knew not, I searched out." Amen. "And I break the jaws of the wicked and pluck the spoil out of his teeth. Then I said, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. My root was spread out by the waters, and the dew lay all night upon my branch. My glory was fresh in me, and my bow was renewed in my hand." Oh God, come on now. "Unto me when men gave ear." Woo! "Unto me men gave ear and waited and kept silence at my counsel. After my words they spake not again, and my speech dropped upon them. And they waited for me as for the rain, and they opened their mouth wide as for the latter rain." Oh my God. "If I laughed on them, they believed it not, and the light of my countenance they cast not down. I chose out their way and sat chief, and dwelt as a king in the army, as one that comforteth the mourners." Amen. Yes. Yes. "I'm gonna dance, 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 dance." Hey. So you see, whew, that was a word. That was a word. And it testified to exactly what I was saying. All right, all right, all right. Let's get this Reiki and let's get it done. Father God, in the name of Jesus, hallelujah. Thank you for that word that was live. It's always live and it's always real. Are you ready? Break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all the curses. Mother, 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 no more. Break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all. Father, 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 no more. Break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break all the curses, break all the chains, break. Mercy, mercy, mercy. No more. Break all the chains, break all the curses, 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 break all the chains, break all the curses. Breathe in, breathe out. Hopefully, you were able to do your breathing as I was, and you were able to release a bit of the negative energy. Maybe you were able to focus on some feminine or masculine wound that maybe you have enacted in yourself, or maybe you left open and someone else was able to access it. Maybe you're finding a way to close that up a bit, to tighten up so that you aren't accessed so easily anymore and that you don't react and people can't pull information out of you that they don't need to know, or people can't pull emotions out of you that hurt you and they know it hurts you, and they throw away your emotions the minute you show them because that's too much, but they came over and they bothered you. And this is why I do the Reiki, so that you could go in. And sometimes our mother and father wounds aren't just outside of us in the tangibles of the man and the woman that we meet outside. It's the man and the woman that we are inside. And why we keep opening ourselves up to such characters. Okay. So, yeah, with that being said, hopefully everybody's feeling a bit lighter. Okay, a bit lighter. I actually plucked on my guitar the other day, and I ain't perfect yet, but I do it. I still do it. I still do it. I still try. I still have all my things, right? Oh, so it usually, I mess up usually because I play really good. I mess up usually when one of the people that were hired to throw energy work at me sits there and they stare so hard. Like, I hate that girl. Like, why does she keep getting up? They're like, I hate the collective. Why do they get up? Why do they strive? Why did that man go to work today? Why did that woman look like that today? Oh, I can't take down their page. I can't do anything. I can't be a sage. I can't fool. But this is my favorite part. No. I love that deep part. It's fun. Oh. working it out, and it's usually louder when I play it, but yeah. This is the thing. One of the chicks was hired because they can't figure out how to stop me, because every time they try to mess up one thing, I come back and I'm doing something else. And I can still do the other stuff that they tried to mess up. So shout out to y'all who kind of messed up my was trying to mess up my debut for singing, when actually it's just gonna come back around. And the fact that you guys went so hard in the paint to stop me from singing meant that, yeah, I got a lot to work for. And yeah, I can swoop in on the poetry and everything else. Yeah, because you gave up your star. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get it done. Where is my book? So happy, so happy, so happy to me. Why I picked straight up on the Magician. So somebody is manifesting. So happy to me. So happy. I got the haters up and they're paying attention. They're like, what the fuck did she just say? Did she just say that? They're going to be looking at me now. Oh my God. Well, you should have thought about that when you wanted to be important. I don't have to announce anything a few days before anything, because I'm not going to do anything when they want me to do it. This is the thing. I ain't no drug dealer. I don't have to move in silence. I have nothing to hide. The thing is, they want me to hide something so that it can look like I have something to hide. See, I understand that the smoke and mirrors needs me to look some kind of suspicious. They need me to act erratically. They need me to appear as a secret squirrel so that they can stop looking at them and look at me. So the more transparent I am, the less they see that I have to hide. But they really need to pay attention to the people who are looking my way, because they're pulling all this attention on me because they don't want nobody to look at what they're doing. So, how you doing? To my Nixers. I like that word. You're my Nixers. Oh, I love it. Oh, don't use words like dig. It reminds me of a person who tried to drug me. Digs. Which makes me want to shout out to Cardi B. I think it's in their bloodline, honey. I think it's in their bloodline, as it's in our island. We have Trinidad in common. It's interesting, you see. It's very interesting. Pay attention to the details and you'll get the whole story. Okay, so I got King of Wands, Two of Wands, Ace of Swords. Woo. And I did the Astro Matrix because I wanted to see some melanin. I wanted to see some difference. And what's going on in the Astro Matrix is that it's multicultural, so everybody's see we have the white lady here for the Nine of Cups, and the Magician was a Middle Eastern guy. So that means to tell me that maybe they're feeling like, because look, even he looks Arab. They have the Middle Eastern guys are supposed to be so spiritual or something like that. I'm not sure, but like I said, if you pay attention to the details, a lot of times you can actually grab on the whole story. So someone's traveling or distant. Someone's distant or they're thinking about traveling and they're getting some mental clarity. So there's a King of Wands and he's sitting there with his legs wide open. He's a mysterious type of person. But there's this Two of Wands, Aries energy, and then there's the Ace of Swords. So it's some clarity. So there's a King of Wands who is thinking about traveling, don't know whether he's coming to or he's traveling from, but he's thinking. He's got the world in his hands, so world view, and he's trying to oversee something. He's trying to get something done, but mental clarity is basically where he is. He's protecting it too. He's protecting his crown, okay? You see this? He's protecting his crown. He feels as though he needs to protect his crown, and he should, because they've got a lot of people out here. So don't leave out without your lid or your cap or your hat or whatever you call it. Long as it's not one of those poo shiesty types of things. Those dudes stink. Yeah, and it's hot outside. It's really, really freaking weird. Okay, so look, King, we're going to chill. All right, so I don't do online dating, so this is going to have to be very special. Anyway, King of Wands, Two of Wands, Ace of Swords. The two is the only thing that's out here, which is basically someone wants to come into balance with something. Either they just want to sit down and iron out some details or something. Why am I seeing a contract? Did someone sign a contract? It's a contract. Something tongue tie. Tai tongue Susie. Somebody doesn't want me to talk. I remember tongue tie. Tai tongue Susie. Tai tongue Susie. Why am I thinking of Tai tongue Susie? Susie was connected to Yellow Man. But Susie was a CO. Oh. It's the correctional officer. It's a correctional officer. Someone signed a contract with a correctional officer. So maybe the person who's attacking or sending some attacks are from jail. So it's somebody who's basically sending out some orders from jail. It's for one of the collective. Take what resonates. Somebody knows somebody in jail who's trying to like send out orders. Somebody's sending out orders. Somebody's got somebody on a line sending out stuff down the pipeline. So I've been talking about the Muslims lately. So I don't know. You better check out some of them homeboys that come home acting like they ain't eat pork. That's because they've been taking the pork. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get out of here. All right, we're gonna start in Aries. Let's get out of here. Somebody's becoming real clear as to what the fuck is going on. Okay, somebody's really, really clear, and they're balancing out the polarities. Somebody's in trouble. Somebody's actually finding out what's going on. Oh, shucks. Some questions are going to be asked. We're in Aries. Okay, Aries reading. We got 6 of Pentacles coming out with Taurus, and then we got, why 6-4? This is the third time I've seen 6, 4, and 20. Look, we had a lot of 6-4 Sunday. What you doing now? Wish fulfillment is right here again. What the fuck is going on? What the is going on within the sheets up in my home? Let me explain before it starts to put you in. I'm about to beat some shit. How did I get into this shit? I never came home with this bitch. Okay, all right. Somebody's regretting going into some agreement, laying up, clapping the cheeks, something with some chick. There's a chick that somebody regret. Is it a CO? Could be, maybe. But there are men COs who do this sometimes. There are more characters in the building than just the CO. We have infirmary. We have the kitchen. We have the warden. We have the assistant to the warden. We have the deputies. We have the sheriffs. We have a whole staff. So something's going on in the prison system. I told you, excuse me. God dang it, belching. Excuse me. It's so unladylike, but I know how to say excuse me, and I will say it. So this 6 of Pentacles, then this 4. That's not a 4. 6, 9. 6, 9. Cancer? 6, 9. 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, Judgment 20. 6, 9, that is 15, that's obsession. Judgment, that's 20. 6, 9, that is 15 plus 20. That's 2. That's 35. That's 8. That's karma. 6, 9, 15 plus 20, that's 35. That's karma. That wasn't a 4, that was a 9. 6 of Pentacles, the reason why I looked at it because I looked at Jupiter. I looked at Jupiter and I didn't look at the 9. I looked real quick. So now we got the 6, 9 and the Judgment. That's 35 is 8. That's karma. So somebody's getting karma about Pentacles, about money, Somebody is under judgment for the money that they got. So, all right. For some of us, somebody was trying to rob you. For some of us, somebody did rob us and took some money and got access to something they weren't supposed to get access to. Somebody is trying to hold this money. Somebody is also under judgment for this money. In some of our situation, a lot of us had to allow our money to get stolen so that the crime was already portrayed so that we could go in and get it back. And some of us were able to catch it before it happened and actually have to catch the culprit in action so that we could actually get proper restitution. Take what resonates. We got a Taurus, we got a Pisces. And here go this little vampire thing. I don't know why I keep calling it a vampire, but it's probably Mercury. It's Mercury energy. But yeah, that's why I call it a little vampire. It's got the little, it's got the thing like that. Yeah, like that. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I see when I see it. You see it? I see this. I see a succubus. I see a witch. I see something coming to suck energy out of you. It doesn't have to be a witch. It could be a warlock. Somebody's coming to suck your energy out, right? Bam. So with this judgment, they're giving back the energy that they stole from you, or they're going to have to give back whatever they took from you. Somebody's going to have to either give back your reputation, give back your money, give back your spirit, give back. They're going to have to untell the lie. They're going to have to do something. So this Six of Pentacles is equal give and take to the universe. You've reaped what you sown, and this person is going under judgment for trying to hold back pentacles. You yourself should be holding back your pentacles, and you should be careful with who you're exchanging any of your energy with, be it your money, be it your time, be it your bed, be it your space. Pay attention to who you're letting in your space right now, because that's going to let you know who's the leak, who's the mole. Have you ever told somebody something so crazy, and it was one person that you told that was crazy, that you told one person that crazy thing, and then you go somewhere and you realize that this person went and they went all ham with it and told everybody, but they surprised that now you don't deal with them no more, and now for the rest of your life, every time you meet them, their friends don't like you because they told a different version of the story before you met them. They told them that you did something that made them a lame, but they kept the lame part out. So when you roll up, you cool, you bopping, you know you don't really deal with your cousin like that, but your cousin like you, love you, and uses your swag to get into groups and stuff. But the minute you pull up, they can't act like, you know what I'm saying? They can't act like the fan that they act like when they over your house. Oh, let me watch it. Can you do my hair like that? Can you dress me? Oh, what should I wear? No. When they go around their friends, they're like, yeah, she thinks she all that. Yeah, I don't think she could sing at all, because she always be trying to do, she be over singing stuff, but the bitch can't sing. Anyway, I just telling you what I be knowing, what y'all be saying. And this is why I don't hang around y'all, because I know that y'all always chasing clout. And then what's crazy is y'all get around a bunch of lames, be the sixth lame, and y'all think y'all supposed to be cool because y'all hang together. Okay. Penguins of Madagascar? The fuck? I swear that they think they so well old, like the penguins of Madagascar. They were still flightless birds. They did a lot. They got a lot accomplished. But did you see how dumb a couple of them birds was? Did you see how stubborn a couple of them birds was? They weren't listening. I can tell you from a movie standpoint, it's because I actually watch my kid. I actually know what my kid watches, and I know what the characters are saying. So I know that there's a chance for manipulation because the kids are watching manipulation on the TV. So once you pay attention to that and you see the caricatures that we call adults now, the damn characters that we address as adults now, you'll understand. The only difference is the bright neon colors and the script. You meant to sound dumb like that. They wrote that shit for them. Anyway, so yeah, this is where we are, and that's Aries reading. Let's keep going. Taurus, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. I love them. It's great. It's great. It's great. Remember Kangaroo Jack? Now everybody wants to run around and do that shit. Everybody wants to do a major caper and come upon some money mysteriously in this. Yeah, that shit. Okay, so y'all energy just came straight through here. Like, did you mean it? Did you mean it? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you exactly what this energy was. Because the devil, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. As soon as we started talking about that, look who popped up. As soon as we said bloody penguin from Sydney, Australia, scammer. Who are they made by? Pixar? Is it Pixar? Which one? Which one? Which one? They're made by the same ones that made The Incredibles, right? I'm not sure. I gotta look. But there are different moves to Pixar, right? I did say robots, and we do need to look at robots because robots actually pointed to what we're dealing with now, the recession, how people are starting to not make parts based on supply and demand, and how jobs are being affected by said things. And robots is actually addressing the AI situation simultaneously too. Things that they didn't want me to be able to tell you because they wanted me out of the way so they can tell you. But eventually they would have ran out of things to copy because I would have no longer been here and you would have had them to thank for it. All right, so now that we're out of a la la land, okay, so we're going to cover up these naked people at the bottom, and this is the devil. So this is 15, right? So then we go from 15 to the 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles means it's public recognition. It's these parties, it's these swingers and these singers, and whoa. So you have to be careful when you go into these situations because they need you to be hyperactive and they need you to act erratic so that they can come in and take whatever position they need to take in your life. You see what they do to a lot of the stars. See, they give them the paparazzi, and the paparazzi is not just there to take pictures. The paparazzi is there to make you afraid to be normal. They're there to make you afraid to live your life. They need your nerves so jacked up that you get so careful with your actions that you start to implode. They want you so tight under grasp that you have no other way to express yourself but to implode in disgusting, not able to decipher type situations so that they can say, see, I was right. They're crazy. You got to discredit them. You can't listen to nothing they say. Don't listen to them when they say I'm a pedophile. Don't listen to them when they say I'm a rapist. Don't listen to them when they say I'm a thief. Don't listen to them when they say that I steal. Please don't listen to them when they say that I come up with plans to destroy people because I have not came up with a plan to build myself up legally. Yeah. So you got to watch out. See, when I realized this, it was like, I'm not a celebrity. I'm only a celebrity to the people who hate me. And then I realized that that was a thing. So they became my paparazzis because they wanted to be me, but they didn't want me to be me. And how dare I still remain? Oh, what a pity. So obsession for my pentacles, which is public recognition. Someone's deep in their feelings. They're drowning. So why did you try to drown me and you cannot swim? You have dead weight. I know, you've told me the story a couple of times. When you went to the army and they tested you, they put you in the water and you went straight down to the ground, and they had to send someone because you were not able to float up to the top. Because you are dead weight, you were born that way, and that way you shall remain. However, the people who you like, the people who you get with, you like good women. You like to be around good women. This is a family member I'm talking about. This is not a dating or a romantic thing. This is people who like to be around good looking women. And the problem is, the matter is, they use the good looking women in their family to triangulate the good looking women that they want. However, they really don't deserve the good looking women that they want, but because they can put them next to good looking women in their family, the good looking women say, you know what? Maybe it's not because you're not good looking. It's because maybe we'll have good looking kids because you have good looking women in your family. And then the women in your family are not broke or poor, not knowing that you probably gave up some money, or the opposite. You need the women in your family to not look so good so that the woman doesn't ask for much from you so that you could lowball her. So it could be both. Sometimes a man will put you next to a woman in his life, in his family, so that you could feel down, so that you could feel kind of disgusting next to them, and then you could start trying to people please and ask for validation. And then the opposite can come. They can put you around some of the crappiest family members in hopes that you try to save or try to help or something like that, so that they can then say, oh, you think you're better than their family, and then they can have their family attack you in that way. Whichever way, it just points to a man who's more a woman than he realizes. He's a petty bitch. And that's that. So we got Taurus. Let's go, Taurus. Now, you don't want a ghetto Taurus, because a ghetto Taurus will just do just that. You have a lot of men with that type of situation. They want to be in charge of things. They want to go after the baddest chicks. However, they aren't the best men. So what they do, they will leverage your attitude. They will leverage your temperature. They will temperature check you. They will temperature check your income. They will go in and make you lose your damn job just so that they can make more than you. Not that they wanted to give you anything or pay your bills or take care of you or your kids. They just needed you to be in a lesser situation so that you could accept them into your situation, giving you halfway of nothing. Hopefully, I've done the math for you. So, yes, we have the Chariot. Things are moving fast, as my mouth was. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And yeah, that's me basically warning you from the guy that would come in and give you the 360. And that would also be to the masculine woman who thinks that all she has to do was come in just like the player himself and give you a little coochie, and then you will be fine. See, some of them can't cook either. They can only cook in the bed. Some people can only cook in the bed. So you have to be watching out if a person is very good at the bed. If they are willing to do a lot in the bed, I'm guarantee you that most of that effort is not going to be outside of the bed. Now, if you happen to meet someone who has both effort in and out the bed, I need you to take that person, hide that person, keep them to yourself. Do not spread rumors. Do not allow people to come in and talk rumors to you, because you are getting something that somebody has never got, somebody didn't want, and somebody will always pray for. You guys get too hung up on people's history and people's future. You need to deal with what you're getting at that moment. Some of you have actually had somebody in your life who gave you everything, but because the internet makes you feel as though you had options, you felt as though you could get more. And guess what? Where are you now with the internet? And what are you being? Not touched by that person. Hallelujah. It's a blessing for them. I think my dark side has something to do with Paula Deen. Mental clarity. So somebody's getting real clear on what's going on, okay? Witchcraft is real, and it's in the hips, okay? It's in the hips. The hips don't lie. The hips don't lie. Remember when Shakira and Beyonce came out and did that little thingy? That shit had me crazy. You want to know why? I remember when Nicki Minaj came out, this fool with no damn job, ashy as hell, living in his mama basement, could talk about some, yeah, that's my girl, Nicki. That's my girl, Nicki. Nigga, you couldn't even make her booty cream. What the fuck you talking about is my girl, Nicki. And what's crazy is there are men out here that will actually triangulate you with a woman who does not know that they exist. And he will get so crazy in his head that he'll get on the internet and start meeting people in the neighborhood who actually are shaped like this person. And then they'll tell himself, oh, well, I'm closer to my reality than I want it. And then they'll start treating regular people like they ain't nothing because they got ambitions for that one person. But here's the thing. The ambition can't just be in your damn head. It kind of needs to be in your pocket for a chick like Nicki. So you mean to tell me you're going to beat out on every woman in Baltimore, every woman in your neighborhood, until they take you to go see Nicki? Because you the type that'll ask a bitch to pay for tickets to take you go Nicki, because, you know what I'm saying, a real bitch got money and she going to make sure her man go see, you know, what he want to see. Nigga, fuck you. And I hope if you ever run into Nicki tell you, fuck you too. Stupid. Yeah, y'all try to triangle a lot of us with that shit. And I'm so glad a lot of us didn't. But for the ones who did fall prey to it, I pray you all right. I pray your health stays intact and your money stays intact to get that every 3 to 5 year maintenance on that ass before it drops. Okay? Yeah. All right. So, mental clarity. All right. So we're going to go over to Gemini. Where we at now? That was Taurus. All right, so Gemini, let's go. Oh, King Knight of Cups and an Eight of Pentacles and a Fool. We got 8, which is good karma. Boo, 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 boo. We've got a Knight and a white cup, but the fact that the cup is silver. So I don't know if you're going to be too cool about that. I don't know if you're going to be too cool about that silver cup, but it looks like it's cool. It looks like it's calm. It looks like it's safe. It doesn't look like he's trying to do anything to you, but you be careful, okay? You just be careful because you got to use your discernment. People are using other people to infiltrate other people's lives for some weird reason. They've watched movies. They've watched Catch Me If You Can. They watch all these damn things and they think that they can do it, okay? They do everything else but go get a damn job or present a real idea or go present a patent somewhere. They doing everything else. The problem of the matter is there's a way for us to do this peacefully and do this right. But because you keep fighting your own people, you can't never get out of your curse so that we can go forward together. We can't go forward together because you keep taking into your curse. Anyway, like I said, the Knight of Cups, and then we got this Eight of Pentacles. Somebody is mastering what they do. They are getting good at it. They are getting better at it. And this is Virgo. So somebody is actually like a doctor. They are really surgical when it comes to mastering their skills. They keep people out of their spot. They're good on their hygiene. And this is what they're doing, this Virgo energy. And then we've got the Fool, which is 0. So the karmic number is 0. They're at 0. They have no worries. Ain't got a damn thing to worry about and just trying to go forward. Somebody's ready to take a leap of faith and they are loyal to themselves. You see, the dog is loyal to themselves. Red, go forward with confidence in the blood of Jesus Christ. Let's go. These ain't red bottoms. But they red shoes, okay? So we're going forward with confidence. We're going to take our steps. We're going to definitely make sure our feet are grounded. When we take our steps, make sure you do the toe roll and you make sure you that whole foot make contact with the ground because people need to feel your steps, okay? They need to feel your entire step because when you walk lightly, people were not trembling just yet. Ooh. Let's go. All right, so let's get into Cancer and let's keep it moving. Let's keep it grooving. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello. Hello, 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 I dry your eyes. Hello, 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 you made me cry. Hello, 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 you want me dead. Hello, 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 came for my head. Hello, 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 hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello. All right, Cancer. 6 of Cups, Scorpio, King of Pentacles, and 7 of Cups. 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. He's a demon all the time. All right, so somebody's going back into their childhood memories when they were the King of Pentacles, when they were getting it. Okay. And someone is pursuing dreams, hopes, and dreams. Hopefully you get it. So someone is pursuing temptation. Someone has been tempted since their childhood and they have not been able to whatever the temptation is, it's stronger than them. It's a really strong temptation. It's all about bravado. It's all about pentacles. It's all about the outward look of things. This person, since the beginning of time, has been tempted by temptation. This man has childhood memories. I think maybe something might have occurred between the siblings and they are not forgiving themselves. This gives them nightmares. And this is why a lot of sibling incest has came. A lot of sibling incest comes from the boy being a boy and realizing that his sister is a girl and trying her. There are situations where siblings and cousins were left in situations where they played adult, where they did actual things around each other because they would hear things, so they would try to do the things to each other. But unfortunately, it was between cousins and sisters and brothers. This is why you see a lot of this non-balanced situations in brother and sister dynamics because someone is paying through guilt. Someone is taking care of someone through guilt. Someone is being pressured through guilt or deeds done that have never been spoken about or have never been healed from. Some people might have pants rubbed as they were young, and now as they grow older, they're made to feel guilty. Or maybe they have a sibling that says, remember, you did this to me, you should do this for me, or I should do this, and things of that nature. And this is why you have to be very, very careful with your kids and who you let your kids around, and letting your kids play with other kids and you are not anywhere near, or you don't hear what's going on. The other day I was walking past the park, and this little boy, I swear to you, he cursed better than I ever have cursed before. And he pronounced every goddamn letter perfectly. He said, God damn, motherfucker, you the bitch ass nigga. Why you ain't do that shit I told you to? I said, what the hell? This little dude, I lied to you not. He had to be 6 or 7 years old. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of these kids, they were not. Think about it. Now we have them with phones. We have them getting recording and on social media. The things that they did not record back then. There were a lot of things happening in homes and beds and all those little cousins in the basement parties and things of that nature, hunching on each other. All that shit happened, okay? So there are a lot of men and women, brothers and sisters right now who can't explain to their spouses why their sister or their brother has them in a chokehold like that. A lot of them can't explain why their cousin has them in a chokehold like that. They can't explain why their dad or their mom or their friend or somebody's husband has them in a chokehold like that. It's because there's blackmail. There's emotional blackmail. There's a lot of blackmail going on within a lot of family units because of things that were not seen and not taught and not heard during the growing process. A lot of children can come out and say they've been hunched on by a family member, whether it be a big family member or a small family member. And this is why there is a lot of family incest. You're wondering why that niece can come up and come ask your husband for insane amounts of money. And you're like, that's not his child. Why does he have to do that? And why does he feel? Because he may have touched that little girl. He may have did something to that little girl or asked that little girl to do something with him. And the guilt will make him pay hand over fist. And there are a lot of females that instead of reporting the trauma, instead of getting away from the trauma, instead of distancing themselves from the trauma, they hold family members in those situations and in those blackmail situations. If you don't do what I asked you to do, if you don't give what I asked you to give, I'm going to tell what you did to me, or I'm going to tell what you did to my child, or I'm going to tell what you did to my son, my sister, or my brother, or my something. And this is the problem when you don't report when things happen right away. You leave room for someone to try to get in front of the story and make you look like they didn't do it. However, you can see evidence in the way these people respond to each other. Why is this person paying so much money to a situation that they can be clear of? It's because there are secrets. There are questions you're not asking. There are things that you're not looking at. There are dynamics that have been pivoted away from you so subtly that you almost feel bad that you want to ask that question. But if you don't ask that question, how will you find out the truth? And a lot of people don't want to ask that question because then they will realize that they've been caught unaware. Some people don't want to address it because they don't want to feel dumb. They don't want to feel like the person in front of their face, the person whose side they picked, the person who they went so hard for, made them look stupid in a world where they felt like they were too smart. I've been there before. I'm going to raise my hand. Raise your hand if you've ever been in a situation where you thought you were aware and you had no idea. I'll be the first. Initially, it was hurtful. Initially, you like somebody thought that I was that it's a slap in the face. Somebody thought that I was that dumb that I was not going to catch on to this. And you have to be okay with going through the motions. You have to heal from the fact that someone hurt you intellectually. And that's where I come in when I say some people sometimes you'd rather get your ass whipped than to have someone come at you mentally, because it takes a lot to build yourself up and to know what the truth is and to know right from wrong. So when someone comes in and uses all your reasoning and turns it inside out right up under you, and then you come out of the confusion and you realize this person has been wronging all of your rights, so that when you appear in a room, you can't tell them what they did to you, because they've already told so many people. You understand? Definitely. So you have to be very clear with it. I don't even care about any of these people. To hell with you all. Anyway, so like I said, there's somebody who's actually people are starting to realize that temptation is this person's drug. They may look like an alcoholic and they might look like a drug addict to you, but they're hiding something deeper in those symptoms. What they're hiding is the secret that they've done some things that they cannot take back. All right. So that was the Cancer reading. That was the Cancer reading. That was the Cancer reading. All right, so let's get on over here to Leo. And then we've got Ace of Swords, and then we got the Two of Wands. Why is this coming back out together? All together again? It came out the exact same way. I've got to shuffle. I don't like the way that came out all together again. Not unless, because lightning does strike twice in my cards for some reason. Like I will be shuffling, and I will get the same exact cards. And you see how I did that. Okay. They came back out. One came back. Okay. The same cards. And I just shuffled. Okay. So this and this and then and this. So somebody's going to run. So now we got, okay, they came out in a different order this time. Okay, now I get it. They came out in a different order. Remember the last time when they came out, he was first and this was last. But now this is first and he is last. But the traveling the distance and the thinking in the world is right here still in his hand. So somebody has mental clarity about the king of... Somebody is finding out who the person is that they need to separate themselves with. Okay. Somebody is finding out who to get the fuck away from. That it is. There it is. And the only number that's out here is 2. So this balancing polarities. Bam. Somebody has found out who the culprit was. Congratulations for you finding out. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And don't pull your move too soon. 2220. Isn't that prophecy? 222. There's a crook. Anyway, so yeah, let's keep it going. So that was a 2, Leo. You gotta balance out the polarities. Somebody has already been exposed. Somebody is finding out exactly who that person was who was basically poisoning the environment. Sometimes you're not being poisoned physically. Sometimes somebody is just poisoning your environment. They are making your environment toxic around you, and you don't know until it hits you. All right, so we've got Temperance and we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Temperance is 14 and we've got the Wheel of Fortune that is 10. So the wheel is definitely turning for somebody. The wheel is turning in somebody's favor as somebody is getting the plate pulled up. Somebody's plate is pulling off. They're like, damn, no more bites. Damn, still tasting it. Gone. Okay, so Temperance, mind your manners, mind your business, lady. All right, so some people are trying to keep it cool. Yeah, you got to keep it cool because some of these people want you to zap out so that they can get you locked up and get you away from your woman, your man, your house, your car. People want to get you away from the things that they feel as though make you because they want to take them. They want an opportunity for you not to have it, even if they can't maintain it. They just don't want your ass to have it, okay? They don't want you to have that sexy woman. They don't want you to have that big ding-a-ling king. They don't want you to have it because why? They don't attract it. They don't want you to have it because they can't have it. Once somebody sees that you can date out of a league that they can't get into, oh yeah, here they come. Here they come. They're coming. They gotta copy you. They gotta know what you're wearing. They gotta know what you smell like. They what you levied up in life. You don't get those type of guys no more. You get you mean you get women who ain't trying to have a kid. You mean you get women who don't need you to pay for everything. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to be hanging with you. And next thing you know, this person then took a picture with you unbeknownst to you, and they spreading it on the internet, and you trying to figure out why people starting to look at you like a clown. Well, because they didn't tell you, the clown didn't tell you that they took a picture with you, and then they went public with it. And now, because people already thought they was a clown, they think you a clown too, because the clown stole a picture of you and them and put it all over the place, and you didn't even know there was a clown like that. So now you got to do some damage control. Look, that person took a picture. I knew the person taking the picture. Shit like that. Let's do less of that. I stopped hanging with lames when I realized they would take a picture, post it, be all happy about it. But if anything, if any of their homeboys come and be like, damn, she cute. Damn, she this. Damn, I like her. They be like, no, don't talk to her. She a hoe. No, don't talk to her. She want money. No, don't talk to her. Bitch, you mad because they want to talk to me. I'm not a hoe. It's not even about money. It's about the fact that you don't like that they got excited when they see me and they wasn't looking at your dusty ass. Okay, let's go. All right, so the devil came out. And this is Virgo reading. The devil came out. Or was that Leo? No, I did Leo. So this is definitely Virgo. The devil came out. Three of Swords. King of Pentacles. You can't make this shit up. I be having so much fun in the morning. Okay, so the devil is a Capricorn. Can't make this shit up. Three of Swords, Libra, and then the King of Pentacles. But I'm doing the Virgo reading. Okay, the Virgo reading made the devil came straight out. Oh my God, that's embarrassing that you is the devil, and it's duality. So there's a man and a woman, and a man and a woman, and a man and a woman. So they might be the ones that I'm talking about have an incestual relationship, or they might just be. No, it's an incestual relationship. Okay. So, yeah. So in Virgo, we have this Capricorn. So we have somebody who, these are the people who say purebred a lot. Purebred. I'm doing this. I'm pure. I'm this. I'm real. I'm this. You are pure confusion. Okay. Yeah, something wrong with you. It's you're a little bit touched. Okay. So somebody's a little bit sick. And we have the man and the woman in the Virgo. So there's a lot of duality and there's a lot of confusion. And the sexual confusion comes from the trauma. So it's not almost as if they are sexually confused. They're just confused in life, period. So they're pretty much tether themselves to anything that would get them closer to where they want to be in life. Not exactly that they are gay or bisexual or anything, but the entity on them is willing to do anything to get a position. I believe that this whole fluid position has a lot to do with just getting where they want. Some people are willing to be, they're willing to be straight, gay, a monster, a lizard, a cat, a dog. They're willing to be anything as long as it solidifies them somewhere. So when it comes to fluid, I'm going to believe that this is what these Virgos are doing. I think it's a male and a woman. It could be more than one, could be several, but there's Virgos in this situation. Not all Virgos like this. I've met. Let me shut up. Okay, so yeah. As Virgos in this situation, you have to watch out when they are in the South Node, or you can see that they could operate in the South Node. You definitely have to watch out for a Virgo who is trying to hide the fact that they are operating in a very low carnal situation, because they will make you look like an idiot while they are freaking the whole entire world. What I'm saying is, this person has such obsession with having a clean aesthetic that they are so dirty. This person gets down in the dirt so that they can appear clean. This person puts their hand in a lot of stuff so that they can appear clean. This person has also broken their own heart. There are people that are operating in this South Node Capricorn situation, very stoic, very not friendly. They don't find things friendly that do not make them look good. They will smile at you, and the minute you turn your back, they are shooting daggers at you because they're trying to figure out why does this gaze not take you out of here? Because you don't have a right to see me unperfect. If I'm not perfect to you, you don't have a right. You don't have a right. Ah! Go ahead, Virgo. You do your thing. I'm going to be over here where it's safe. Yeah, you got to watch out for those unhinged Virgos. They have an obsession with perfection. And if they can't beat you into seeing them as perfect, they'll attempt to beat the world around you to see them as perfect while actually not being perfect at all. So you be careful because I've been around a lot of mental health all my life. I've worked at Rosewood Perkins Hospital, and I've also worked at Spring Grove Hospital. So I'm very familiar with those little signs. And what I'm going to say to you is a person that is that obsessed with perfection will get obsessed with everything. And envy is one of those things. Let them for any moment or any reason get justified. Let anyone in their realm come into them and justify even a little bit of that craziness. They're going to go hard to keep that type of validation. It does not matter what they do and who they affect. If they can get one person to see them in a bright, perfect light, they are willing to burn down the whole world to keep that one person and that opinion away from anyone who would destroy that from them. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful. If you are anywhere near an undiagnosed or unbalanced or a Virgo or someone who has Virgo traits, and you notice that they are way too serious and way too intense and way too divisive about being perfect. And they might laugh with you while they're doing it, but they did as serious while they're suggesting that you do that thing that they want you to do, or cut off that person, or say that thing, or make that move. These people are dangerous. There are people out here that make friends with them, and they don't even understand the diabolicalness that can go behind when you run into a person who feels as though things have to be their way. It does not have to be a Virgo, but this is the Virgo reading. These people will get surgical on you to make that aesthetic happen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because I'm trying to help somebody who somebody tried to turn into the black sheep, but they was really the golden child. It's just that once that person saw you in that light, they needed to destroy you in that light, no matter what. Okay? So you be careful with people who want to look good on the outside, and this how they feel on the inside. That's basically what their setup is. They have something riding their head, riding their shoulder, riding them down into the ground. And whatever that little entity on top of them look at, they try to consume it. Because perfection means that you can't be around to destroy the perfect picture that I painted. They will destroy you so that they can present a perfect picture. Pay attention. Yeah, wasn't I mentioning Robinsons and Associates, them daggone clowns and them daggone, yeah. Was that your son that was in Luminous, walking around flatulent and harassing the other patients in that facility? Because there's a lawsuit that might be headed his way for entering other people's dorms and stuff of that nature, okay? Okay, Robinsons and Associates, you may become disbarred from all that bullshit you did. And I'm pretty sure you cash app that security guard. Yeah, a couple of them. The light-skinned one with the ponytail. Yeah, Yeah, the ones who wear the vest, the little security guards that do the same exact thing, the same police that work at Perkins. Yeah, that type of situation. Yeah, somebody was getting paid through Cash App to do certain things for patients on the ward, and I wonder if they realized that same place where I ran into that Joshua Thomas type of situation where he was supposed to be a social worker. It was weird because I was like, they brought this prisoner from jail, the Robinson guy, and he kept on the phone. And every time he got off the phone, the security guards would leave the ward and come back smiling because they had gotten some more money added to their thing because they was doing favors for the patient who had just came out of jail. And it's crazy because that same patient made sure that they tried to make it into where they was trying to keep me at, because I was like trying to figure out how the fuck did I get in here? Who paying these people to put me in here? Somebody paid. Because when they realized that they couldn't drug me to death and I wasn't going to accept no PRN medicine and I wasn't taking no damn Haldol, they had to let me go because I kept remembering. And the fact that the doctor double whammy looked at me like I was crazy when she realized I had my ID, I had my photo ID with me inside the facility. They didn't know that I kept that on me. So when she said, how did you get your ID in here? And it was weird because I was like, what you mean? How did I get my ID in here? Why the fuck wouldn't you want me to have my ID? And that's what let me know they were really trying to unearth me from my damn identity. These people was crazy. When we get to it, I bet you it's a Virgo at the bottom of it. I bet you it's a Robinson too. All right, so now we got and the Libra. What is the justice? The justice, the justice, the justice, the justice, the justice. 9 of Cups, 6 lovers, and the 5. 965, 965. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's 965. 9 of Cups, lovers, 5 of Cups, 9 of Cups, lovers, and the 5 of Cups. Okay, we got the 9 of Cups. Hold on to your money. Be very, very, very vigilant when it comes to watching out. Okay, and then we've got the lovers here, and then we've got the 5 of Cups, which is what's going on, because we've got 2 cups here, 3 cups. So somebody's got to be resilient. They're not out of the game yet. They have wasted some resources, but they have 2 cups left. All right, so we're down to the end of the game. All right, we're in the 4th quarter. Okay, so you got to make your best move, collective. You got to make your best move, your next move. All right, and I think it has something to do with love. See, someone doesn't think you love yourself, or they don't think that you can have people love you. They don't think that you can have genuine love, because honestly, that's what they were hoping to do. The problem with them is they watched your life so much, they don't understand that you love yourself. And this is why you're able to do the things that you do. This is why you are able to focus on what you want to be talented in or what you want to present to the world. And maybe somebody is actually losing their resources when it comes to this war that they're fighting. So while somebody is standing their ground toward the lovers, there is somebody who is down to that last little bit of resources trying to fight this off because their mission isn't complete yet. All right, so somebody is still fighting to make you undesirable, make you unlovable, make you not be out to go into the world. There's somebody fighting for you to not look so well. There's somebody fighting for you to not be able to move forward. There's somebody who's fighting who does not just want you to get to the next level without them, because now that they've already done you so damn dirty, the last little bit of thing they got to do, they're gonna pull the last few tricks out of their bag, which is try to get back into your situation so that they can try to destroy you again. And I don't know what you're gonna do with that situation, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna let somebody in so that they can hurt me again. That's crazy. All right, Libra. So be careful, be vigilant, love yourself, balance that out, and don't let nobody come around you that already showed you that they have a problem with the way that you love and like yourself. If a person has a problem with the way that you love yourself, the way that you put on perfume, the way that you put on cologne, the way that you take care of your wife, the way that you take care of your kids, the way that you take care of your house. If there's a person who's trying to get you to not take care of yourself and to focus on them, or to just not take care of yourself, period, so that they can look better than you, hell with it. Do better. Outshine them. Do it because that's what you were going to do anyway. Don't worry about them. Don't stop doing what you've been doing. They're haters. Leave them be. All right, so let's go on over to Scorpio, and we're going to keep going. Ooh, Queen of Wands. I like this card. Ooh, World. I like that too. Judgment. Ooh, look at that. Major Arcana all over. So we've got 21 and 20. What is that? 41, someone's 41, someone's 14. That's temperance. Okay, so that's temperance. You definitely have to keep your head above water. Keeping your head above water, making a way where you can temporarily lay off. Look, good times, easy to let go. Good times, shucking and surviving. Good times, hanging in the show line. Good times, ain't we lucky we got them? Good times, ah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So somebody's worried about good times. Somebody's had a good time. Somebody has come from a good time. They've come from the good. They've gone through the bad, and they're being judged through their ugly. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Wands, yellow, like, oh shoot, and then we've got like this whole vibrant confidence thing. So we've got yellow and red, which is oozing in confidence and self-assurance, and yeah, I'm just that. And we've got the two double Libras back here. I mean, double lions back here. So there's definitely a lot of Leo energy, which is the big cat, which means I like to be seen. I am the lion. I am roaring, and hear me. Okay, big cat. Okay, so excuse me, sorry. So this is Scorpio's reading, and somebody is definitely very passionate. They're very confident. They're very alluring, I should say, because this is very alluring. This card is very alluring. And then we've got the World. We've got the World, which is someone has options. Someone has the world as their theater. They have the world as their oyster, and it is presenting to them. At the same time as they have the options in the world, they also have to be aware of the elements of the world that will come in and undoubtedly do them damage. So you definitely have to move in duality throughout this life. Know that the same things that can serve you can be the same things that can damage you. So going forward, keep vigilant in your journey. The same things that can undoubtedly promote you can undoubtedly demote you as well. Judgment. So someone is definitely going through the pure judgment of the world. A lot of us are under judgment because we have let other people come in and usurp or try to adjust our world for us, where we were already well adjusted. We just got tricked into someone else's bag because we gave them the benefit of the doubt and our ear. This is what's important. You need to stop giving people your ear, especially when they don't know what the hell they're talking about and they have done nothing good with their life. And some people have done good with their life. It's just that they need someone to look down on. Be aware of people who just need someone to look down on. It's not that they're not doing good. It's just that they don't need you to look any better, because they would actually have to work harder to get further away from you. They love being in that tax bracket. And if you should get anywhere close to their tax bracket, they take it as a personal affront. Why the fuck are you up here with us when I already told myself, my peers, and everybody around me that you weren't coming? Some people are willing to stop their healing journey to put their big ass foot out and trip you on yours. I pray you have a heart attack. It was dark, but it was true. Yes, so there are some people who actually are not doing bad in life, but the problem is they've become so big-headed in themselves that they tell other people that some people will never meet where they are or surpass them. And because they've seen something that you've done and they peep that you have more potential than they ever will have, these people will get out and they will get hands-on and try to destroy you, because they've already told people you were going nowhere. They've already told people that so if you were to ever discredit them, they would look bad. They would look like liars. They would look like the trifling people that they are undoubtedly are. Because why do you have to destroy a person? So that you can look good. Are you not a good person? Because good people don't destroy other people. Good people don't see people approaching their tax bracket and say, hey, I've got to put a stop to them, because if they get close to what the money that I'm making, then nothing. I don't understand. What the fuck does that do to you? Besides the fact that you lie. You shouldn't have lied on that person. You had no idea if that person was going to pass you or not. You had no idea if that person was already past you. What you did was you opened your mouth on somebody and you spoke death over this person's potential. You spoke death over this person's life. You spoke death into this person's reputation. Why? Because you needed to appear as though you were better than them. You needed them to look lowly so that you can look high. Maybe you wanted them to look bad so that you can say, hey, I saved them from the devil. I saved them from poverty. I saved them from that. But you would never tell anybody that you also tried to put them in poverty. You also tried to put them in jail. You also tried to separate them from their child by word of your mouth. I couldn't believe when a healthcare professional from Morrell Park and a damn warden said that neglected my child. And I had to realize these are the same people who sat and broke bread with me. These are the same people that know where I live. These are the same people. You understand? This man used to have a key to my house. This is the same person who was giving my child sensory toys, who I thought was helping my other child in the military. Turns out he was helping him to destroy himself. You see what I'm saying? I was so close to having a better life than him. He decided to turn around and destroy mine. Why? Because he married somebody whose dreads are falling out and her fucking womb is fucked up. Want to know why? Because they do witchcraft on people and they steal. I don't like that. I feel so upset that I made you look good in public when you were trying to tear me down in private. So that what? Nothing? I pray the gout attacks your ass now. Anyway, so while we're under judgment for letting people around us who had no business being around us, and I really believe that this person may or may not be part of my real family, or they're part of the incestuous part of the family where their elevator just don't go up. So crazy is in their name. They get money because they go crazy, and they go crazy about getting money. It's not that it's legal. It's just that you can't find them any fucking way. Yeah, I can't afford to be afraid anymore because these people tried to upend my life. You understand that? They tried to upend my life while doing nothing for me. They don't watch my kids. They don't take care of anything. I'm not on any government assistance, but they tried to steal everything from me through my bank accounts. They had my child remove money from me. They tried to put me in a mental institution twice to no avail. They have really done their big one, and it's over. I'm tired of these people. Anyway, let's keep going. And I really didn't appreciate that James Pitt, whatever his daggone lawyer name was, he came up to me talking about would you like to talk to me about some mental health? I'm getting sick of you all trying to insinuate that there is something wrong with me when there is absolutely something wrong with a bunch of people who would band together to try to make one person look crazy so that they can survive another day. Yeah. Y'all was better off all getting in the welfare line together than getting on this shit. Fuck y'all and y'all hate train. All right, so with that being said, that was Scorpio. Let's go on over to Capricorn. Truth hurts, especially when I'm the one telling the truth and you're on the way. I ain't gonna tell you. Anyways, damn. Okay, so we came out of Scorpio. Why are we in Sagittarius like this? Embarrassing. And then we got the King of Cups. Ooh, boy. When I tell you that this Prince guy came looking out like this Prince guy. Ooh, my God. So somebody's definitely androgynous. Maybe they appear male. Maybe, I don't know. Man, transsexual. I don't know. Boy, do I remember that game, that Ravens game at Cityline. I guess it's the new Buns of Baltimore, where that's the alternate club, right? Cityline. So I went in there, and I remember we were on the back in the patio, and there was a transgender man. I don't know what it was. It was like a short little wig, and it was supposed to be like It was giving Anita Baker some type of shit like that. And I remember that you wanted to sit back there with that transgender person and watch the football game. And I was okay with it. But the problem with the matter was I started watching you from there. I was like, wow, he likes being around those people a lot when he always talks about people. So when you see a person who always talks about people, and then they go around the same exact people that they talk about and stay there for quite some time and smile as though they're genuine, just know that that same smile is the same smile that they're giving you. Because why are you so loose in the jaw like that? And why would I assume that I was special when you're so damn loose out the jaw like that? You talk about your sister, you talk about your brother, you talk about your mom, you talk about every goddamn body. So why would I feel safe around you? You're definitely going to talk about me. I just needed to be around you a little longer so that I can see what the fuck you were talking about. And it was not a lie what I came up with in my mind. Okay, so Sagittarius, you are the devil. Okay, so somebody is obsessed. They have a Sagittarius in their sun, moon, rising. I don't know. It's a Sagittarius. It's somebody that is obsessed. They are fixated. They are fixated with getting what they want. Does Barry sound familiar? Barry. I remember there was Barry. Barry was supposed to be a union representative. He was married. This Sagittarius, they were relentless chasing this man, knowing he was married. And what was crazy is the dumbass man, he actually messed up his marriage to go for the Sagittarius. Crazy thing about it is Sagittarius wasn't happy. Still kept chasing money. Pulled up on the block with the man's funds. He like took the thing that he bought for her and pulled up on the block with the man's funds because she was looking to date some thugs. She was looking for a thug, right? Because she was courting an Augusta pimp. So what had happened was that shit didn't work out. So every time they see somebody happily married, they try to gauge a person and they try to take that person's spouse. It's not that they can't find a man on their own, because the minute they find on their own, undoubtedly go back to where they were. So if she finds a man that is married, maybe she can make him stay by way of blackmail or issues. If I create enough issues, she won't want you back, so you'll have to stay with me. And this is what this is like. So somebody's getting mental clarity on a Sagittarius or Sagittarius energy that is obsessive, and they do anything to get what they want, even if it's just destroy what you have so that they can live to smile another day. There are some people who are just happy making other people not happy because they're not happy. All right, so yeah. So that was Sagittarius. This is the mental clarity on this. And this is the androgynous situation in which I was talking about. This person who she's chasing, he's not sure if he wants men or women anyway. And the thing about it is, the reason why he's willing to lay with her is because she's not really understanding that she operates in both masculine and feminine. But the thing about it is, she is more masculine than she is feminine. She just looks feminine, but she's more masculine. And I'll mention this again. Any woman that's enthusiastically playing with your ass and you're letting him, both y'all confused. She wants to dominate and you want to be dominated. No doubtedly, because you've dominated and you want to know what that feels like, because at some point you want to be treated like a girl by a guy, but you're willing to take this mannish woman first. All right, so let's get out of this. And I'm going to you. And that's what all came out. And that was the 15 and that was the 6. And this is what the universe is exposing and releasing for you so that you can go on and live your truth. Your truth is you want to be throttled like a girl. You want to be destroyed like a woman. However, because it looks better to let a woman destroy you, this is where you're at. Okay, so let's get on over to Capricorn and then Aquarius and then Pisces, and we're done, right? Oh, shit. All right, let's hurry up. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is public recognition. Then we've got the Knight of Cups. Then we've got the Queen of Swords. So we got public recognition. Someone's offering something. You've got a few dry offers. You may or may not like these offers. But the Queen of Swords is quick to cut anything off. So anything suspicious, you need to cut it off. That's male, female, sun, moon, rising. The Queen of Swords is just the Queen of Swords. It's just a quiet cutting off. A person does not have to make a whole bunch of scene, a big scene before they just let you go. So there is a quiet parting and there is quiet offers. There are people making offers, and there's a person just going through their options and seeing whether they like it or not. but these are the people making offers. They don't look like very serious offers, but they can grow as offers. Sometimes people tend to be a little too serious too soon, especially when we got a world where all of these possibilities do exist. So be prepared for public recognition. People are going to still be offering you more things, offering you time chances to go out, offering you drinks, offering you things of that nature. So just be careful. Use your discernment. Just know that the same people that can offer you good can also offer you bad. They can offer you vinegar for your meat. They can offer you vinegar for your drink. Okay, they can offer you some bad things for your meat. Okay, so just make sure you are on point. Some of us weren't aware. Some of us aren't aware. Okay, so bam. Okay, so that was for that. And let's get over to Aquarius. And then once we do Aquarius, we've got Pisces. And then we done. Okay, so now we got the Ten of Swords and Gemini. Then we got a Four of Cups. What's going on? 10, 20, 10, 10, and 4. 10, 10, and 4. That's 24. 24. Wow, 24. We just left the 25th. We're on the 25 now, but we just left the 24. So 10 of Wands, Sagittarius, 10 of Swords. Damn, this one got the birds on there. So that is definitely a carcass. So somebody's being picked through. Somebody's actually going to be picked over. And then we've got the Four of Cups right here, which is, ooh, my thing went dark and light and dark. Okay, so we got the Four of Cups, which is contemplation. And then you have to sit there and you need to contemplate your card and what you're going to offer and what you're going to be accepting from now on, because now you know that you've had these heavy burdens. Okay, so now we got the Ten of Wands and Sagittarius, and that this looks heavy. Somebody's got a lot of heaviness to carry. This is a backfire. Somebody is finding out that they got to carry their own burdens. They got to carry their own tail. They are not able to switch destinies. They're not able to destroy somebody's relationship, even if the relationship was terrible and they were able to infiltrate it. They're not exactly a keeper. So somebody's realizing that they just gotta keep carrying these burdens on their own. Oh, so we got the Ten of Swords. So somebody's definitely getting picked over. Somebody got stabbed in the heart. Somebody's definitely getting backstabbed. All 10 of them swords is in there. Gemini, all that. So somebody took a chance at love. This is Sagittarius to the Gemini. Somebody took a chance at love, and what they got was stabbed in the back and picked over. I'll show you shit. What they got is stabbed in the back and picked over. And it's the Gemini. So it was definitely over love. So they went out for the love of people. They went out for the validation. They went out for the congratulations. They went out to the party. They said, oh, I'm the it girl now. But what they ultimately found was they were picked. You were a pick me, so you got picked. And you got picked for things that you didn't think you were going to get picked for. Peter Piper picked a pack of pepper. How many packs of pepper did Peter Piper pick? A pack. So yeah, somebody picked a pack of peppers and they realized that they're going to get burned. So it's hot over there. It's getting hot in here. Don't take off all your clothes. God damn it. We is getting so hot. We're going to take no clothes off. So this person has to go and sit down and think about the cup that they were offered, or the offer that they were giving to people, because they got picked over again. Yeah, when you're a pick-me, don't be surprised when you get picked over, because a lot of people stopped respecting pick-me's a long time ago because they realized how much of a danger that they are to the environment when they come into it. They make clown-ass niggas feel like they the shit, and they make bum-ass bitches feel like they got to do a dance for a clown-ass nigga because you willing to bust it open. Yeah, don't nobody like you in the environment because you put too many people in precarious situations because you're willing to accept anything. And if a man get a hold of a woman that's willing to accept anything, he's going to look at the women who's not willing to accept anything as a bit of a problem. You get it? So you're dangerous to the environment. You are. All right, so we got that 10 and the 10 and the 12 and the 4. That was 24. That was 6. Equal give and take to the universe. Hey, what you see is what you get. The way you acted is what you got. That was the reward for the way you acted. You said pick me, they picked you, and then they picked over you. All right, so let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And let's was that Aquarius? Was that Aquarius? I know that was Capricorn. Okay, so 9 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 6-9, 69 God. You're a 69 God. 9-6 wands, 5 of wands. We've got a lot of wands out here. We've got a lot of wands. Wands, 9 wands, Sagittarius. This is the battled wounded warrior. Then we've got the 6 of wands. Somebody's going for public recognition, the Leo. And then we've got the 5 of wands, still in Leo energy. So we got a lot of fire out here. Excuse me. A lot of shit going on. So somebody mad, somebody being celebrated, and somebody fighting. Somebody mad, somebody celebrating, and there's people in the background fighting. I ain't even going to try to explain this. Everybody know what parts they is. Take what resonates. We got Sagittarius, Leo. We got Mercury, Moon, and we got Jupiter. Woo! We got Jupiter and we got Neptune out here. A lot of planetary, and we're in Mercury retrograde, so watch out. There is going to be a lot of sporadic information. There will be some iffy dealings when it comes to the mail, but we should be getting emails and all of that straight off the top. Some of you are getting too many emails that you didn't even ask for. So pay attention and report that and screenshot that, because it's something about communication. We got a lot of wands out here, and some of the communication about public recognition, some of the communication is about history and battles, and some of the communication is about the current fight that's going on right now. I think it's the fraud and the scammers. They're about to get pulled up on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Scramble. Scramble. Okay, so now Pisces, we're the last ones. Pisces, hey, what's up with your feeling ass? Woo, what's up? Ace of Cups, yeah. The devil came right back out. That's embarrassing. So somebody has a mental clarity about the opportunities that they made, that they fixated on, and the opportunities that apparently are out there. Somebody has mental clarity about someone's fixation in Pisces. Ace of Cups, Devil, and Wands. The 15 and the 8. The 15 and the 8, the 15 and the 8, 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 the 8. So 5 and 8 is 13. So that's 23. So 5. So somebody's got to definitely change. Someone has definitely been obsessed and fixated with opportunities and taking opportunities and controlling opportunities and the bluebird and all the other kind of stuff. Somebody has been very, very manipulative. They have been trying to control the birds, control the tweets, control communication, control the opportunities, control the growth. They've been trying to control every goddamn thing. And it's about to be made very clear who the hell the culprit is. I hope this helps. I'm not going to show it too long. I hope this helps. This is what it is. This is Pisces. And hopefully you have a great day. Remember, do not come for me, because someone definitely went all out to spin us. They went all out to spin us. I'm so glad that I'm on solid ground again. So be careful of the spiral.